Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to today's ceremony. This will be the swearing in of the 21st Chief of Police for the City of Newton. If you're able to, could you please stand? The Newton Police and Fire Honor Guards, accompanied by the Boston Police Gala Column, present the colors. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by the Honorable Mayor Mark Laredo.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. Honor God, retire the colors.
Honor guards, right, face.
Would you remain standing for the invocation by the Reverend Joel Miller?
Spirit of life and love, God of many names, we remember that civilization always begins in our cities and our towns. Especially in these times, let us remember and honor the trust that the people of this city of Newton give to our police officers. May their service be guided by the oaths they take. We remember with gratitude that our police officers are people who run toward danger so the people of Newton may find safety from danger. We remember that our officers are entrusted to enforce our laws so the people of Newton can stay faithful to their civic duties. May the people of Newton remember Chief Cohoon's words: strong public safety requires the people's collaboration and their trustworthiness as well. And we are grateful for this officer serving our city, even as our trust comes with high expectations for every officer. Expectations to be a friend to children, but a reason for criminals to be afraid. To be comforting to good neighbors, yet stay polite when these same neighbors are rude about a traffic ticket. To use the power of the law for the common good and never be tempted otherwise. We are grateful for Chief Timothy V. Cohoon. We ask you, God, give this chief wise judgment, a cool awareness, and a strong heart of love. May our chief guide Newton's police so that they can be proud of their calling to serve. May our chief and the officers under his command also be able to laugh together, to keep their work light. May they shed tears together when their service breaks their hearts. And may they always go safely home to their loved ones when each shift ends. May this noble calling always come with worthy challenges and deeper understandings of life's mysteries and gifts. Now let these oaths that Timothy V. Cohoon takes this afternoon be a blessing for him, for us, and for all of Newton. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Miller. Please have a seat. I invite up to the podium the Honorable Mayor Laredo.
Welcome to Newton on this sunny afternoon when we get to have an absolutely wonderful celebration as we install Chief Cohoon as our next police chief. Before I give a few remarks, and I promise I'll keep them short, I do want to take an opportunity to thank not only the chief's family, but a number of other folks who are here in the room. I have to start off with the chief's wife, Tanya, and his two daughters, Isabella and Francesca, who I just had the pleasure of meeting a moment ago. I know how important you are to the chief, and you should be especially proud of your dad and your husband, as I know he is so proud and grateful for you. And I promise you, we're going to get him time to go see every soccer game that you play, because in case you folks didn't know this, these two young women are outstanding soccer players. You know, none of us are likely to be here without our moms. And Chief Cohoon is so fortunate to have his mom, Carol, here with us today. Mrs. Cohoon, you must be incredibly proud of your son, as you should be. And just a moment ago, she told me she was very grateful that this is a safe city, which it is. But thank you for obviously raising such a terrific human being and giving him to our city to serve us. So thank you, Mrs. Cohoon. You know, many of us are fortunate to have siblings, and Chief Cohoon is lucky enough to have three older brothers. His brothers Donald and Barry, and retired Detective Lieutenant Brian Cohoon, who just retired from the Braintree Police Force. I know you're going to continue to keep your baby brother in line. That's the expectation. So could all the Cohoon family members just stand up for a moment so we can acknowledge you? I am so grateful to see so many members of law enforcement here in this room. Not only members of our police department right in the city, of which there are many, representatives of our fire department, but chiefs from all over the place, including all over New England, who have taken the time to be here today to join us in this celebration. I do want to especially point out Chief Noble, Jeff Noble, the State Police Colonel. Colonel Noble, are you here? At least in spirit, and if not in actuality. I have representatives of the Braintree Police Department. I have chiefs from all over, Brookline, Framingham, Portland, Maine, officers from Braintree, all of whom are here today. And I have two stalwart supporters of law enforcement in Middlesex County. Sheriff Peter Cohoon, District Attorney Marion Ryan. Stand up, please. Chief Cohoon, you're going to find that the sheriff and the district attorney have been stalwart partners of our police department for many, many years. We count on them to help us, to work with us. You are going to have a terrific team there to work with, and I'm very grateful that they're here today and for their service. I do have a fair number of city councilors here. We only have 24 in the city of Newton, and I don't have any complaints about how many that is, but I will acknowledge that I've got Councilor Pam Wright, President of the City Council John Oliver, Councilor Raina Getz, Councilor Julia Maliki, Councilor Susan Albright, Councilor Andrea Kelly, Councilor Sean Roach, Councilor Martha Bixby. I think I've covered that. If I'm missing anyone, they'll tell me later. And I do also want to acknowledge four prior chiefs of the Newton Police Department, which is really remarkable that they are all here today to be with us. So Chief Mintz, Chief McDonald, Chief Carmichael, and Chief McMains, would you rise, please, so we can acknowledge you? Thank you, gentlemen. Chief Cohoon, you have a long legacy of predecessors here. I know they will be there for anything and everything you need, and they will be there to support you as they have supported the residents of Newton. I have to give a special shout out to Superintendent Dennis Dowling, who's over there behind the column. Come on, move out a little bit. Superintendent Dowling filled in as our acting chief for 2 months in an absolutely flawless manner. We are extraordinarily grateful. And by the way, these were my first 2 months in office. I only had the pleasure of Chief McMains for 7 days. And so Superintendent Dowling stepped in, he stepped in ably, and he led us until Chief Cohoon could join us. Let me just talk for a moment about why we selected Chief Cohoon, and more importantly, how I view policing in the city of Newton. Chief Cohoon was selected by then Mayor Fuller because it was near the end of her term, but she knew I had been elected and so pledged to work cooperatively with me in selecting the new chief. And we convened a group of folks to help us in the selection process, a very broad group of people. We had the help of some very able consultants who had done police selection work before. And then Mayor Fuller and I came to the clear conclusion that Chief Cohoon was the best choice for the job. And I'm grateful to former Mayor Fuller for including me as her partner in that process. Look, Chief Cohoon, you got a tough job. I think policing in this day and age is difficult. It's complex. There's a lot of pressures on law enforcement officers, not only in the city and in the state, but in the entire country. But with this said, I firmly believe that we have an excellent police force. We have well-trained officers and dispatchers, and I include dispatchers deliberately because dispatchers are essential to the work that our police and fire and EMTs do all the time. We have well-trained people who understand that they are our guardians. They are here to work with us. They are here to protect us. They are here to help us. And so, Chief, I pledge to you that I will be your supporter, your ally, and your friend in difficult times, because there will be difficult times. We all know that. Anybody who's ever worked in law enforcement knows that there will be difficult times. But I want you to know that we will be here for you. We'll be here for the women and men of the police department. And most importantly, our residents will be here for you, because our residents do like and do respect our first responders. Whenever I go talk to folks, they like our firefighters, they like our police officers, and I think that's very important. So you are in a community where you'll be supported, where we will help you, we will help you get through tough times, and we look forward to you leading this department in new and innovative ways, and there's always innovation, there's always change, and we have complete trust and confidence in you and the leadership team and the folks who put on the uniform every single day to do the best job you can in keeping us safe. So with that, Chief, would you, your wife, and your 2 daughters come up so I can administer the oaths of office, and then they're going to pin the badge on you. And then you get to hear from the Chief. Right in the middle. So you raise your right hand. I'm going to say I, and you're going to state your name.
I, Timothy Cohoon,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Timothy Cohoon,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all of the duties incumbent upon me
all of the duties incumbent upon me
as the police chief of the city of Newton,
as the police chief of the city of Newton,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities,
and understanding agreeably
and understanding agreeably
to the rules and regulations
to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth.
of the Constitution and laws of this Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Timothy Cohoon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. So I also want to acknowledge Judge Heffernan of the Newton District Court, who's here. Judge Heffernan, could you right over there. Thank you so much, Judge, for being here. And I'd like to recognize Representative Amy Sangiolo to come on up here, please. I believe she has a commendation from the House of Representatives for our new police chief.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Timothy Cohoon in recognition of your appointment as Newton's new police chief, bringing 3 decades of distinguished law enforcement experience and a proven record of leadership and community trust. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 4th day of March 2026 at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, by Speaker Ronald Mariano and offered by Amy Masangiolo, State Representative Greg Schwartz, State Representative John Lawn, and I believe your good friend Richard Wells is here as well. So, congratulations.
So I'm now going to turn this over to Chief Cohoon.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, thank you, everybody. This is overwhelming. I'm blown away by the support. There's so many good friends out here, and truly means a lot. Let me get my specs, because I can't see anything without them, Dennis. All right, my instinct is to keep this short and sweet. Well, it's my instinct and also a directive from the superintendent, because he told me he'd tackle me off the stage if I was here too long. But I think it's important to acknowledge and thank some folks that are here. They take time out of their busy schedule to celebrate with us today. And there's a lot of people, I can't possibly name everyone, but I truly appreciate your presence. There's a lot of people in this room that I rely on every day, some chiefs, some lawyers, some just good friends, and you can't do this job without help, truly. And most of them will go unnamed, but I do want to mention a few. First of all, thanks to the Reverend Joel Miller for the invocation. Truly appreciated, sir. And can we get a round of applause for our Boston Police Gala column and our Newton Police and Newton Fire Honor Guard. I first want to thank Mayor Mark Laredo and former Mayor Ruth Ann Fuller for having the faith in me to lead this proud organization. And I'd also like to thank the hiring committee and the city council for their faith in me during the vetting process. It truly was a great experience, thoughtful, well done, challenging, and I'm honored to have been selected. Chief George McMains, we've already mentioned you, but I'm going to mention it again. Sir, keep your phone on. I got you on speed dial. He's been a tremendous resource up to this point, and that will continue. George, you're a tremendous leader. You're even a better human, so I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. And then former Chiefs John Carmichael, a good friend, and Chief Dave McDonald and Howard Mintz, the same. I promise to you, gentlemen, I'll continue the good work that you've started. I've seen so many of my friends, so many chiefs, so many police officers, so many former teammates. Chief Kevin O'Connell from surrounding communities, he's here. I think Dennis Linehan's going to make a Jen Passer from Brookline. She's my clinician. It's a little bit of an inside joke between her and I, but I rely on her tremendously. John Schlittler. There's a lot of folks here. There's folks from Norfolk County. There's folks from Plymouth County, obviously Middlesex, and I'm truly blown away. My friends from the Mass Chiefs of Police Association, former outgoing president Chris Del Monte. I believe, Dennis, it's his first gig playing the pipe band. So, Chris, no pressure. They won't hold you accountable at all. We've been friends for 3 decades. Tremendous human being. My buddies from the major city chiefs. I think Jack's here, maybe Lester. I saw Brian Keyes, former chief from Chelsea.
it's overwhelming, it really is. A couple of counselors, Joe Reynolds from Braintree, I'm not sure if Peter Moran made it, former Mayor Kokoris, great to have you. My buddies in Metrolec, so there's a whole bunch of them in green up there hiding. I cut my leadership teeth with that SWAT team for 22 years. I left them 5, 6 years ago. Tremendous professionals, and thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. My FBI National Academy colleagues, they traveled from around the state. Unbelievable to have you here. I really appreciate it, guys. Prior Chief Russ Jenkins, a man who showed me what it means to care about your people. Russ is still a dear friend. He's retired, and thank you for being here. And then Mark Du Bois from Portland PD. He's here with Major Jason King. Mark Du Bois, not only one of the best humans I've ever met in this business, but truly my dear friend and somebody I rely on a lot. Look forward to working with Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan and also Sheriff Katusian. My friends, clerks of Superior Court, Walter Timothy, a friend, family friend from way back, and also Michael Sullivan from Middlesex. And Senator John Keenan was here, and he represented Braintree as one of his communities back then. I know I'm missing people, but I could sit here and name, nobody would like that, but I could name everybody in this room. But truly, thank you all for being here. Many thanks to Braintree PD. They shaped who I am today, and our Deputy Chiefs, Mike Want, Mike Michella, and Acting Chief Robert Joseph, and all the cops that are here from Braintree. We went through a lot together, and there's no doubt you'll continue to succeed. It's just a tremendous organization, and thank you guys for being here. The mayor did a fantastic job in illustrating everything about my family, but I certainly have to have some remarks about them. Particularly my mother, Carol. This is probably her 6th oath of office that she's witnessed for me. It's probably getting old by this point, but we hit the genetic lottery when we got you as a mom. Thank you. And my brothers, Donnie, Barry, and Brian, and again, the mayor mentioned it, Brian just retired after 40 years on the job, the best detective I've ever seen, and the guy who made me want to be a cop. So, 40 years, thank you. And then finally, my 3 ladies that you saw up here. So the twins, Isabella and Francesca, you're our world. We love you. And last but certainly not least, my wife, Tanya. Being married to someone who's essentially been on call for 3 decades, there's a lot that was thrown at her over time. And as any cop knows, our families serve with us. So for all the cops in here and their families, I want a round of applause for them. All right, so that concludes the thank yous, I promise. But thank you to John Sheff, too, another guy who I just saw, an attorney that trains all cops in Massachusetts. Newton originally, correct? Yeah, John's tremendous. And just retired from full-time gig, but I'm sure we can coax him back to the Newton PD for some training if we need to. So, again, Dennis, I got it down to like 46 minutes. Well, after nearly 30 years in this profession, I'm the new guy again. When I first came to this department, I hardly knew anyone. Much of what I knew about the Newton Police Department, I learned through the eyes of a dear friend, Captain William Spaulding, who we tragically lost in 2023. I'm deeply honored that I'm still in touch with his family, and they were going to try to be here today. I'm not sure if they made it, but in any event, as they know, and as anyone who knew Billy understands, he loved this department like his family. And after spending only a few days here, I know why. Mr. Mayor, you already know this, and you already mentioned this in your remarks, and members of the City Council, elected official, and most importantly, the residents of Newton, you should know you're extraordinarily fortunate to have such an outstanding police department. The men and women of this police department, sworn and civilian, show up every day committed to serving others. Now, of course, the strength of any police department is not found in its police chief, it's found in its people. And from what I've already seen, the department is filled with professionals of character, skill, compassion, and dedication. We can always improve, and yes, there will be some changes. If you just felt the air going out of the room, that's all the cops going, Cops don't love change. In fact, the only thing they dislike more than change is the way things are. So change needs to be presented in a fashion that makes it palatable for everybody, and I promise to endeavor to do that. But change equals opportunity. Change equals growth. This profession demands constant improvement. Policing today is complex. We have to be experts in many different areas. Expectations are high, and they should be. We have tremendous power in this community, in every community. And our community rightly expects professionalism, transparency, accountability, and compassion. They expect us to prevent crime, to respond when people are at their most vulnerable, and do so with fairness and respect. My philosophy is simple. We police with people on the front of our minds. The people we serve, and the people doing the difficult work on the street, our officers. Public safety is not achieved through enforcement alone, we know that. It's built on trust. Trust is earned through consistency. It's earned through fairness. It's earned through when we listen. And it's earned when we are transparent. Trust is earned through relationships. And it's also earned when we hold ourselves accountable. Now, accountability to me means standards, period. Standards must be clearly defined, and the expectations must be widely known. If we fall below the standard, we address it through training, policy, sometimes discipline. If we exceed the standard, we recognize it, just as important. What gets rewarded gets repeated. As your chief, my priorities will be clear. First, professional development and support. We will support and develop our people. Training, leadership development, wellness, the tools we need to do the job, all essential. When we invest in our officers and our civilian staff, we strengthen our service to the community. Part of my job is to also train my replacement. When that time comes, there should be several people ready to take the reins. Second, community engagement. Newton is a city of neighborhoods, schools, businesses, faith communities, civic organizations. Our job is to be present, accessible, and responsive, not just in moments of crisis, but every day. Third, we'll focus on collaboration to address the public safety needs that emerge and the challenges, from mental health, substance abuse, traffic safety, cyber-enabled crime, artificial intelligence, youth safety. These issues require collaboration. We'll work with and engage the expertise of community partners, social services, schools, and our municipal, state, and federal partners to address those issues. Fourth, a focus on procedural justice. It's certainly a great public policy to have our officers practice procedural justice on the street, give people a voice in encounters, treat people with dignity and respect, and we'll make decisions fairly and transparently. But as important as it is out in the street, it's just as important internally. We have to support our employees. When they feel supported, our cops and civilian staff, they do a better job. That cascades out onto the street in their treatment of the public. To the members of the Newton Police Department, I will set high expectations. I'll expect professionalism, integrity, courage, and empathy. In return, you'll have my support. I will also be accountable to you. I practice what I preach. If I don't, and I miss the mark, I expect to hear from you. Leadership's not about rank, it's about responsibility. I'll be present, I will listen, and I will work alongside you to continue to build a department that reflects the very best in this profession. To the residents of Newton, your voices matter. I will listen. Public safety works best when it's a shared responsibility. We are partners in this work. I look forward to meeting you and learning more about the rhythm of this community. First, I have to get to know all the cops, and many of them are hearing from me the first time today, and I've only been here for a few days. My first day was the bomb blizzard, so I think that's a pretty good omen. Not sure. But I endeavor to meet all the cops face to face as soon as I can. The badge we wear is a symbol of authority, but more importantly, it's a symbol of service. It reminds us our role is not about power, it's about responsibility. I began these remarks by joking about being the new guy. But approaching things with a beginner's mind can be a very powerful and valuable tool. When you're new, you pay closer attention. You ask more questions. You listen longer than you speak. You don't assume, you learn. There's curiosity instead of certainty. There's humility instead of ego. And an understanding that no matter how long we've worn the badge, we can always grow. I thank you for this opportunity to serve. I am proud to stand before you as your Chief of Police. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief, for your brief comments. We will end, if you could remain standing, please, for the benediction. Reverend Miller, please.
Let us pray. God of many names and beyond all naming, we give thanks for the call to serve and protect our city. Bless our new Chief of Police. Grant him wisdom and judgment, courage in difficulty, and compassion in challenging moments. May Chief Cohoon and all our officers complete their days and go home safely to their loved ones. May our Chief lead with integrity, seek justice with humility, and speak for the safety and dignity of every person in our city. May he be an example to those who serve alongside him. May he be an example to all of us in Newton, as every resident must accept our civic responsibility for the public good. May peace live in our streets, trust grow strong among us, and may all the people of Newton serve as an example of what a great nation can be. Thank you, God. Amen.
That concludes the ceremony today. Thank you very much on behalf of the City of Newton and the new Police Department and our new Chief, Chief Tim Cohoon.